to it. A little bit less pretty production. I'm literally just screen capping Discord with
Yeah,
the two
that's
of our
fine.
pictures, so it'll be fine.
It'll be fine, yeah. It's all good.
Okay, let's see if this is working.
Yeah, you're live.
W. All right, let me just add some of the settings on the back. Back end here. Let's get it. Put that there. Put that there. We got Eli in here already. MC, let's go. Vegas, how we doing? He said,
Big
where's
Ernie.
Ernie at? That's
That's crazy.
insane, bro. Zerks, Abby, how we doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you guys are having a good day.
That's good, chat.
Let's see, let me get the tweet out real quick. Copy this link.
Priesthood told me he's turning it around this year. For LAG's sake, I hope.
Yeah, they need something, bro. They need something. Okay. Let me hit that tweet with a retweet real quick.
Chat, go retweet the tweet, por favor.
And then let me...
What's up, Damon? What's up, Spiteful?
What's good, chat? How we doing? Good afternoon, evening?
Good night.
Night? I guess night. I don't know why I said afternoon, evening. It's really night probably for most people. I'm off to Papania.
I got guys over and...
Sib, I'm guessing, is what that's supposed to be?
Yeah,
Sib under?
Yeah, I'm gonna lie. Sib is kind of dog shit at this game. I'm afraid Kiz and Hook got carried by Abe in last night's S&D tourney.
Yeah, Abe was slamming. What's good, Tyree? How we doing?
OTB.
Two-man show. Yeah. Priest the Eights Merchant. Oh, man.
He low-key is. There's always that one guy.
Yeah, I mean...
Last year it was Vivid. And Crimp. And Awakening, I heard. I guess it's Preston.
We'll see. That's actually a good thing, though. We got to talk about what Vegas Falcons are doing.
Which is a big W. Also, Kason, too.
Let me pull that up. Yeah, the Kason thing as well. Where did this Falcons tweet go? There we go. Chat, thank you guys all for tuning in, man. You guys got in here quick. I can't even lie. You guys got in here real quick. Yeah, we'll mention it again when we actually start the show, but it is a two-man show tonight. Preston, unfortunately, had something come up, so we're rocking it. We're rocking it duo style today. Notifications. Hey, Nody gang. Nody gang.
MW2 Glow Frosty. Or Do Talk, sorry.
Chat, don't forget to drop a like on the stream. Every like you drop is an extra bonus in Alex's paycheck for the show.
Yes, indeed.
It's an extra bonus.
I get 30 more cents, so I make 45 now.
There you go. All right. I mean, shit, do we want to just kind of hop into this?
Yeah, fuck it.
Guess there ain't no time to waste. All right, chat, we're gonna run everyone's favorite intro, and then we're gonna get it going. All right, 3, 2, and 1. What is going on, Call of Duty fans, and welcome back to... Actually, what episode is this? 37? 38? I don't know. It's on the thumbnail. It's in the title. Welcome back to the show. This is LL host here, but I don't know what episode it is. But yeah, today it is a duo show. Preston had something come up, unfortunately, so he is not here. So, you know, well wishes to him, and hopefully he'll be back next week. I'm sure he will be. So it's just Alex and I. Alex, though, how we doing, man? I know you've had an eventful week, so how's it going?
Yeah. I mean, I'm fucking tired, you know, nonstop working and training. Some of y'all may notice location looks different in the background. I am in a new apartment, so that's always fun. But yeah, it's excited to get to talk about more COD. You know, last week was a little rough for us OPTIC fans, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just chalk it up and just say, fuck it, GG, we ball, on to the next.
Yeah, Chad, thank you guys for tuning in, man. If you're watching in post, we hope everyone's having a good week. I mean, matches are tomorrow, right? We got a not as full of a slate, only 3 matches per day this weekend, unlike the 4 we've been getting. But we might as well start it off talking about the minor, right? Because that was the most recent thing. We haven't talked about it on the show. Let me switch the scenes here. We got Preston's picture in the bottom corner. He's here in spirit, in our hearts. But yeah, I guess first thing, Alex, for you, what did you think about the format of the minor? WL better than qualifiers? Like, what's your overall thoughts?
I mean, to me, it's cool. It gives the players, I guess, some money to play for, some CDL points to play for. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's just a glorified online match, unfortunately. Like, yes, there's a little bit more at stake, but like the single elim, no losers bracket, things like that, it just kind of makes it just a little bit of whack tourney to me. But I get why they're doing it. More COD points for teams who may need it. Towards the lower half, because as we've seen last year, I think like after like 4th through like 8th or something, we're decided by like 20 points. So these points, those teams are definitely going to need. But I just think it's a glorified online match, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely. I think it was better in my opinion, for sure. Like, especially like Saturday and Sunday when it was kind of the better teams playing each other. It started to feel a little bit more higher stakes. Overall, it's basically an online match with like a little bit of bonus points. The format could be much better. It could obviously be like double elim. It could be more. If they did this every weekend instead of regular quals, honestly, I think that would be better in my opinion. But it's a step in the right direction. I feel like they could have done more like this season. It doesn't have to be like such a slow build up, but it was all right. It was solid. We only have one more this year apparently, so.
Honestly, like, I'll take it just because I know the community has complained constantly a lot about, us wanting to see more tournaments. So at least Activision and the CDL are trying to do something. Again, would we prefer a much different format? Yes. Would we prefer it to be online rather than online? Yes. But, beggars can't be choosers. So we'll take what we can get now. And hopefully, next semester, or not next semester, I'm tweaking.
He's in school mode.
I'm in school mode right now. Next season, the city will kind of step it up. Because as you said, I think this is the 1 of 2 minors.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're gonna get any for Major 3 or Major 4, but hopefully this, next year we'll have a lot more minors, and hopefully they'll be a lot more entertaining. Better bracket system, and hopefully on land. But again, players can be choosers.
They not wrong. I guess to talk about some of the teams and some of the matches on this, we don't have to go too in depth because people have probably kind of heard most of this stuff. I mean, talking about FaZe, I guess first and foremost, as they were the winners, right? I mean, FaZe made quite the run, right? If you actually look at it, they beat Miami, which Miami's not that good so far this year. But then they beat LAT, which is obviously a great win. They beat Rocker in a close series, but they got it done. And then they beat a Ravens team. So they took down 2 undefeated teams along the way, as well as a sleeper type of Rocker team. FaZe look better, man. Like, I feel like we kind of all said on the show anyway, like, we're sure they're going to get back to form eventually, but they did it. Do you think they did it quicker than maybe you expected? Like, did you expect? I mean, I think you had them losing to Miami in your bracket, but like, I don't think anyone really expected them to bounce back so quick, other than FaZe fans, I'm sure.
To be honest, I didn't expect them to bounce back. I thought they were going to get knocked out by LAT. I was like 100% sure. I would have definitely put money on it. But I mean, they proved us wrong. I genuinely thought after that first match, or that first game 1 hard point that they lost to Miami, I was like, this might be a GG's, to be honest. But no, I mean, Simp had that 4v1, which I don't know what the fuck Miami was doing.
Oh my God.
4v1. That was absolutely a bottle from them. But nonetheless, they did what they needed to do, beat Miami, then went on to beat Thieves, honestly, in a pretty convincing fashion. Went to game 5 versus Minnesota, but nonetheless, I feel like we'll talk about Minnesota right now, because that's a dark horse team without a doubt. But yeah, went to game 5, they iced up, and then pretty much ran through Ravens in the finals. So I mean, I was wrong. I thought I'd say it. I gotta tip my hats to them. They came out and did what they were supposed to do, got back on track. Again, yeah, I don't think none of us doubted that it was going to happen. We just probably didn't think it was going to happen this quick, especially after how they started the season. But I'll tip my cap to them. I'll take my L. They look good.
They do, man. They do, and they're going into the rest of this split, right? They're obviously still 1-3, so they could still make losers bracket at Major 1 despite all of this, because the wins and the points they got at the minor only count towards champs. And they play Rocker, Breach, Cloud9 as their last 3. So I feel like they'll probably be fine. They win all 3, they'll be 4-3. They'll definitely make winners bracket. They win 2 out of the 3, they'll be 3-4, and they'll probably still make a 7 or 8 seed. But it's a big bounce back out of FaZe, like a massive bounce back. Celium looked much better. Abizi was probably their best player over. I mean, he won the MVP of the minors, probably the best player over the course of the whole weekend. Simp had a lot of big moments. Draza maybe struggled a little bit here and there, but I mean, overall, man, what can you really say? They won 4 matches. Like, they played 4 and they won 4 this past weekend, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go for it.
I mean, nonetheless, like I said, we all knew they were going to come back. And I know a lot of people were giving mainly Preston, but just a bunch of Optic fan shit. Because, I mean, honestly, deservedly so. We didn't really play our best, especially after. I mean, it's a kind of segment. It's into Optic and stuff like that. But we almost lost game 1 to Falcons. The X-And dropped what, 54, 52 or
52,
something?
Yeah.
The series, I mean, he was absolutely shooting. But the boys ended up clutching up. And then we won the search. I think it was like 6-4, 6-5, and then we won the control 3-0. So good first day, but then after that, to be honest, that we went to game 5 again with Boston. And then we went to game 5 and then lost to Ravens. Lost 2 straight because we lost a red card, and then we lost, though I forgot what the fuck the last match was.
Protocol,
yeah. So hey, the boys didn't come out and play. Yeah, Shotzi's in his little villain arc, but didn't really turn out the way I'm pretty sure he wanted it to, and how a bunch of Optic fans wanted it to. We came out, lost to Ravens, so it is what it is. Like I said, they definitely did not play their best at all, and it is what it is. We fuck it, we ball. We'll move on. Would have loved to see Optic versus FaZe in the grand finals. Probably got smoked with the way FaZe was playing, to be honest, but you never know. So.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see it again eventually. I think even if they don't play at Major 1, I think Optic FaZe is both of their first, or it's at least FaZe, or no, it's at least Optic's first match. I think it's the first match in Major 2 qualifiers for them, so we should see it soon. But yeah, dude, I mean, looking at the scoreboard and stuff from that Ravens series, Optic, I mean, heavily outslayed, outdamaged the Ravens. Like, everyone on Ravens went negative. The damage you can clearly see is in favor of Optic. But it's just what happens when you lose 2 search and destroys. I think, one, it shows that, like, even with HAVOK, Optic's SND is not perfect, right? I mean, no teams is. But also, it just shows how good Ravens are at search and destroy. 2 6-4 victories, considering those are also the first 2 SNDs Optic has lost with HAVOK. Ravens is a quality team. Their hard point was a little hit or miss this weekend, but they can kind of take anyone down in search. So they're a scary team to go game 5 with, for sure. You do not want to go game 5 versus Ravens, because that's when it gets a little mixy. Or Rocker, for that matter, too. They're also nice.
To be honest, I'll be honest. Sorry, Chad, but I did not watch much of the games this weekend at all, just because I was just busy doing other shit, moving. So I didn't watch much, but from what I did see, I mean, I think we went up like 3-1 in that last Search and Destroy on Protocol versus Ravens, and then we let them win 3. And then pretty much after that, it's pretty much GG's. And that red card, I think, came down on time.
It did.
That's a map that I didn't watch. So, Jake, you can speak more on it. But from what I've been seeing, there was, Optic just wasn't playing the right way or something like that. And again, red card is pretty much been our auto veto, because we're absolutely dog shit on that map. Even in scrims, we're always getting blown out. So I don't know how it got through. I don't know if they were just testing. Again, it's probably just testing maps early on in the season. I get it, but nonetheless, we still should have won that series. I don't think it should have been that close. And again, we lost 2 searches after going undefeated ever since HAVOK came on the team, and that's just what happens when you play a better search team and you don't play it correctly. So it is what it is. Fuck it, we ball and we move on.
Yeah, red card's definitely been Optic's crutch in hardpoint so far this season. Obviously, they're going to continue to work at it, and we still might see them play it throughout the next few matches they have, right? Their last 3. Maybe not against like LAT, because that's probably a win they want to get, but you could see it versus Vegas potentially, or whoever else they play next, not this coming weekend, but next one. So yeah, I mean, The thing I really thought about from this minor was it just shows how close the competition is. And we've been talking about that through the first 2 weeks. But I mean, Rocker, right, upsetting Toronto Ultra, almost beating FaZe, Boston keeping close series with Optic again, C9 and Ravens, despite Ravens being arguably the best or second best team in the game, C9 continues to give them competition. It just shows like how close a lot of these teams are and how on any I mean it is online COD, right? On land things can be different, but on any given day, it really feels like a Rocker or a C9 or a Boston could potentially steal a series versus one of these top teams. It doesn't feel like last year where it's like almost a guarantee to pick FaZe or Thieves or Optic or Ultra versus some of these teams.
No, yeah, I mean, we could talk about Minnesota really quickly.
Mhm.
I mean, they went to the semis versus FaZe, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, they went and took them to game 5, and they beat Toronto in a game 5. I think this Minnesota
They reverse swept LAG and Ultra back to back rounds.
I think Minnesota currently, or not currently, I think they're lost to FaZe, but before that, they were undefeated in game 5.
Yeah, they were 4-0.
And you just can't let. I don't know if this team just starts out slow or what it is, but you cannot you have to beat them in 3. I feel like if you don't beat them in 3, you might be fucked.
Yeah.
Because for some reason they start to turn up in that control. They win the next HP, and then their search is pretty good.
Yeah, no, they're a good search team.
So, like I said, I don't know what it is with this Minnesota team, but when they beat Toronto, I said, "What the fuck is going on?"
Wasn't there? I think it was MW2 Minnesota that was like god awful at map 1, but was really good at map 4. I think it might be the same thing this year because Rocker are 4-10 in hardpoint. They're 4-10. And it feels like those HP wins might all be map 4s because they always go map 5. So, I mean, but they're 7-5 in SND, right? Winning record, and they're 5-2 in control. So, this is like a Neslo type team that for but their HPs are close too. Like it's not like they're getting slammed. I mean, they lost by 10 points to Ultra in map 1. They lost by 22 points to LAG in map 1. So like they keep it close. It's not like they're getting slammed. I feel like they're one of the teams that sort of they sort of choke late in like map 1 hard points and then they ice up later in series. So I don't know. They're an interesting team that just you can't count them out. Like they just always come back. It's kind of scary, honestly.
I mean, because we all thought. I'm pretty sure most people thought that Toronto was going to beat them. I mean, they started off 2-0, and we were like, "Oh, this is GG's."
And it should have been a 3-0.
And then they didn't.
Yeah, and Insight forgot he had a cruise missile. Didn't use it on the last round defense of map 3, and then I think they got 2v7'd. I think Rocker pulled off a 2v7.
Which is crazy.
And last round of control. And then to think that comes back and you get reverse swept, like that's what bites you in the ass. Insane.
I know people were saying that, the lag out cheese game 4.
Yeah, there was a game 4 reset.
Who lagged out? Was it someone from Rocker or someone from Ultra?
I'm like 90% sure it was Linz, I think, if I remember properly. I think it was definitely a Rocker player. So
Linz?
No, Linz. What am I talking about, bro? I'm pretty sure it was I think it was
Does anyone know?
I'm pretty sure it was Paul. Yeah.
Paul, that's what Spike
Paul X was also playing with a bloody nose at one point this weekend, which is also crazy.
Who's our coach?
Looney, right? It's Looney on Rocker.
Beat his ass and said, "If you don't play better, dropping you." Now I'm playing, but yeah, I mean, Minnesota showed out, took FaZe to game 5, and I'm not sure what the score of that was, to be honest.
For which one?
Like map 5 for them. It was 6-2, so it wasn't really close.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they went up 2-1 on FaZe, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. This is about to get interesting." But at that point, I think FaZe just kind of skill diffed them.
Yeah, I mean, but even again at that, bro, they lost by 23 points, map 1 hard point. They lost by 36 points, map 4 hard point. Like, it's not like they're getting blown out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is. If it's just late in maps, maybe they start to panic a little bit, or they forget how to rotate, or whatever it is, or maybe they're just losing a couple key gunfights at certain points, and they're just getting unlucky. But Is it honestly, if Rocker figure out their hard point, like even to the point where they're like 50-50, like they're gonna win at least one a series, this team's dangerous. Like they're
Yeah.
actually really dangerous. And maybe they're a
I
land
mean,
team. Who knows?
that's good to say because again, how you said going back to the whole competition this year, everyone thought that it was pretty much just going to be FaZe, Optic, and Thieves,
Hmm.
but it's just really not. Like these teams are fighting back. Boston looks really good. Um, I mean, Ravens look good. Minnesota looks good. So I mean, you got to tip it to them.
I mean, so far this season, Optics lost to Boston and Ravens. FaZe has lost to
Ravens
everybody.
and
Ravens and Ultra. Ravens and Ultra, right?
hmm
So that's already four, and LAT lost to FaZe. So that's still already 4 times that the top 3 teams have lost to the not top 3 teams. And I think we talked about this on one of the shows in the preseason, and people are saying like they didn't think it would happen more than like 5 times this year. And we're already at 4.
yeah.
And I mean, mind you, Ravens and Ultra are like those really close fringe teams. They're not like, it's not like they're that far from the top 3, but it's competition, bro. It's competition. And on LAN, I would expect FaZe, Optic, Thieves to get better, but I don't know.
Only 9 in all of last season, I think.
Yeah, so
That record or whatever is getting broken this year
mhm.
because I mean honestly, if the way Optic's playing right now, I don't know what kind of dog shit is going on. We got 6-1 in scrims versus FaZe, and we lost to Miami 4-2 as well. We're
Yeah,
absolutely pissed.
his
But
slams.
it is what it is. Yeah, God, honestly. But it is what it is. You move on.
Yeah. I guess to touch on Thieves, I mean, they just looked like ass, bro. They looked like ass. I know Paco had some visa stuff. They started practicing late. Really, no excuses. They shouldn't look this bad, in my opinion, even though they were playing FaZe. Like, I mean, at least they didn't lose to Miami, you know what I mean? Or like something crazy, but
Mhm.
they just looked lost on the map. The control was a little icy. I mean, they went down 2-0 and then they ended up reverse sweeping that map, but I mean, just slammed. They really just slammed. Envoy -25, not ideal, but I mean, you know, Envoy's going to have a series here and there where he kind of gets pissed on.
Yeah.
It was his first really bad series this year. I really think, bro, listen, people have been, and we could talk about this whole thing, I guess, if we want to, about fans saying we got to drop Kenny, we got to drop Pook, we got to drop Envoy, we got to drop Jiraza, Celium. Like, people are like, all right, drop Envoy, get Pred, it's it, LAT needs to... Like, bro, the real problem, in my opinion, so far has been Hydra. Like, you got to think, if Hydra's playing the way you expect Hydra to play, the Thieves can still win with Envoy having a bad series. But if Hydra's dropping a 0.9, like, you're like, I mean, you're just not going to win unless Envoy's playing like you think Hydra's supposed to play, and they're just swapping. Like, in Black Ops 6, your SMGs just can't both get fried anyway. That's just the way it's going to go. But Hydra, especially in SND, has just not been that good. And I actually think that's been potentially the biggest problem for Thieves. Because I actually think Dill's been pretty nice other than this past series.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. He had a 0.9 versus Minnesota. I mean, he hasn't had a terrible KD, and he hasn't been playing all that bad. But yeah, I think you definitely need.
He's been, yeah.
You can't have Envoy and Hydra both being shit and expect Scrap to kind of carry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scrap and Ghosty, I think, have been doing their thing. Yeah, I mean, Hydra's number 41 in SND KD, and obviously KD's not everything, and Thieves have a lot of other SND issues. I mean, these guys can't get a first blood to save their lives. But Hydra with a 0.79 KD in Search and Destroy, I mean, this guy was one of the best SND players, like, year in, year out recently. Last year, I mean, look, I'm loading his cards. Last year, he had a 1.13. The year before, he had a 1.25. This is just SND. The year before that, he had a 0.99. And then the year before that, he had a 1.1. So, like, this is a guy who's been historically a great SND player, right? Great at getting first bloods. He's aggressive. You never know where he's going to be on the map, and it just hasn't worked like that yet. So, I actually think if Hydra just gets back to form, I think the Thieves have way, way, way less issues to worry about. I don't think Envoy's the problem, unlike a lot of people are saying on Twitter.
Okay, we're what? We're 4 matches in plus, or 5 matches in.
Yeah, we're 3 weeks into the season.
Yeah,
so every team has played like 4 to 6 matches, give or take, 4 to 7.
Yeah, I think we're at that point where overreactions start to hit in. at the season, and people just start to kind of lose their shit, and start calling for players to be dropped and saying they need this player and that player and this player's ass and needs to be dropped. So
Oh, dude, it's insane.
it's all fair. And Hydra is overrated is crazy.
Oh man,
But
nah, it's just
nonetheless, yeah.
people are crazy, bro. It's insane to me to think like, how can you call yourself a fan? Like, this is only for the top teams, so like Optic, Thieves, FaZe, and maybe even Ultra could be thrown in here because they've been good for a while. It's crazy to call yourself a fan, but after 3 weeks of the CDL season, you're calling for a roster change. Especially given, like, Thieves have only lost 1 match. Optic's only lost twice. FaZe obviously had a rough start, but they clearly turned it completely around. Ultra's only lost once. And you want these teams to make changes that only have 1 to 2 losses? That's just crazy to me. And it's only online. We haven't even gotten the LAN yet.
No,
I don't know, bro.
Optic fans since 2013. I think fans are worse now than back then.
I think part of it is definitely just like social media. Like nowadays, everybody's online. I feel like back in the day, like the Twitter communities and stuff were a little bit smaller.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
And there's but it's definitely crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, shout out to FaZe that they did their thing. They came back and won the minor. They love minors apparently.
Huh.
But it
They
is what
love
it is.
minors.
They love
That's
minors.
crazy. Hey, listen, LAT and Optic just don't like minors, chat.
Yeah.
Also,
We don't rock like that.
did we get super chats earlier? It says we have $6 in chat revenue. Oh, Upcast was going crazy. What the fuck?
Our team president talking all that shit to Ravens. Yeah. Just to lose. Get to the hill. Absolute joke.
I know, dude. It's actually so unfortunate that Preston's not here because he's the Ravens hater. He's not really a Ravens hater. He just doesn't think they're going to be this good all season, but it is funny. And Upcast, thank you for the super chats, brother. Sorry, I can't. When I have like Chrome open and I'm showing things on stream, I can't see the chat because I only have 2 monitors. I gotta get a third, bro.
Omit versus FYP right now. Is that what is that?
Is that a challengers match that's on right now?
What is that chat?
Where is what I was gonna pull up?
He said yeah.
All right, let's talk about real quick before we hop into pick'ems. Let's talk about Kayson's 8s tournament from last night. And then obviously what the Falcons announced today. So I guess we can start with the Kayson thing because that happened last night. For anyone that didn't see it, Kayson got 16 pros together. It was $250 per pro they all put up. Randomized or random captains picked the teams, 4 teams. It was SND 8s. One winner got their share of the pot. He says he wants to do this every Wednesday, by the way. What'd you say? Oh, the teams were, well, the winning team was Kenny, Shotzi, Ghosty, and Envoy. So little LAT Optic duos. They played Draz, Hook, Kiz, and Abizi in the finals. And then Scrap, Gwyn, Priesta, and Real lost in the first round. And then who's the other team that lost? Tej, Hydra, Dashy, and Skies. So the teams were actually pretty balanced. I know that's probably, no one probably remembers anything I just said, but the teams were actually pretty balanced. So I thought it was super entertaining. I watched partied last night. People in chat were having a fun time watching. If this is a Wednesday thing, if they do this weekly on Wednesdays, I actually think this is a banger.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, also, shout out to everyone that was in Jake's chat. He had 183 viewers when I checked in last night.
Oh,
so
we were popping last night.
Shout out to everyone that was in there showing him love. But yeah, I mean, I think we were kind of talking about it. If this doesn't go to show how much the community wants to see something more Call of Duty, I don't fucking know what will. I mean, like whether it's 8s, scrims, these little tournaments, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about Vegas right now and their little respawn 8s that they're having. I mean, like if this doesn't show Activision and CDL that we want to see more COD, I don't know what it is, dude. Like I think, but just also like really big shout out to Kayson because he just came into like the scene probably like what 2-3 years ago, and he's probably already done more for the scene than half the CDL teams and
combined
other people that have been, and other people in the league who have been in the scene for a couple years now. So big shout to Kayson because he's doing these tournaments right. He had that land back at the beginning of the game,
Mhm.
and now he's having these tournaments. So shout out to him for sure.
Facts. Yeah. I mean, Kayson's done so much for the scene already. And it's like, I think it makes sense that someone stepping up like that would yield like pretty good results because the pros, I feel like, will play in things like this. I just think sometimes they're lazy to get it started and trying to coordinate getting 8 pros or 16 pros together in at one night is difficult. But when someone just steps up and is like, I'm gonna do it, like Hasan in this case, I think it like it works clearly. Like he clearly got it to work. We'll see if it continues weekly and if they rotate pros and things like that. But the pros are willing to play, at least enough of them. The fans want to watch. I mean, it's just a win-win. It is just other than the pros that lose and they lose $250, but it's all right. They just put their streams on. Maybe you'll make some money from ads and subs and donos.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the Falcons thing because they just announced this. So for anyone that didn't see, the Vegas Falcons Ladder is what it's called. It's a pickup game designed to bring the best talent together for $10,000 over 10 days. So I'm a little bit confused as to exactly how it's going to work. It's Respawn 8s, right? So it's not SND. It's going to have pros, rising stars, and former pros. So a good mixture in there, which is cool. 10K prize pool. It says the competition dates are the 17th through the 26th. Tomorrow is the 17th, but we have CDL matches this whole weekend. So, like, are they going to do... I feel like they're not going to play, right? Like, why...
I feel like...
Or are they going to play at night?
Yeah, after matches.
Maybe.
But...
So, there's a couple questions about it, but, I mean, overall, it's dub, right? I mean, more COD, especially if we get some of this on weeknights. You got... I mean, you see who's on the graphic. We got Draws, Scrap, Xnid, Shotzi and Dan Ghosty, so a couple of the big faces, right? Big names.
All the usual suspects.
Yeah, I know Clay said he's going to be playing, so I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people in this. It's just like a dub.
Yeah, honestly, like it's cool to see this, especially a team, because I know most teams like do put on tournaments like this, but it's right when the game drops, like they put on like S&D tourneys or whatever the case may be. But the fact that they're kind of doing this a few weeks after the league has already started, I'm pretty sure. I guess this could be, I can give the flowers to Activision and the CDL for allowing the Falcons to host this. Yeah, I mean, it's a W in my eyes. It's something more because I know some people don't like to watch S&D 8, which I don't really know why. I feel like S&D 8s are pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, I like it.
I like them better than Respawns, to be honest. But yeah, cool to see it. Retired pros, probably challenger players in there as well, current pros. So it's always good to see teams stepping in and having more things for viewers to watch to get more involved in. And money is always the way to these pros' hearts. if there's enough money in it, pros will play. So yeah, shout out to them. And like you said, I don't really know how it's going to work, but I'm pretty sure they have the details ironed out. And
oh yeah, they definitely do.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, like imagine an average week of COD, right? Here's how I'm imagining it. Monday typically is the day off for a lot of teams, so there's nothing, right? But like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's scrims, at least with some teams. Those are being streamed, let's say, right? That's perfect. Then imagine like Tuesday, Wednesday night or Wednesday, Thursday night, there's SND 8s one night, and then Respawn 8s another night with pros playing, streaming, and then you got matches Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, like, there's no reason we can't have 5 nights a week, 5 days / nights a week of being able to watch our favorite pros play the game, whether it's with their full team or with in 8s with pickup teams and captains and things like that. And it's also like we get to watch, which is awesome. And then these guys get to stream, run ads, people will sub, people will get to know them more, which only helps them long-term build their own brand. Like, it's just a win-win, man. So at the end of the day, shout out Kason, shout out to Vegas Falcons, shout out Shotzi for going rogue on the TL and even probably making any of this happen in the first place. More COD is better, man. More COD is better.
Yeah, I mean, who said it in the chat? Someone said, "Control. We need more for challenger scene," and we do. Because truthfully, I mean, I know this was a big thing a few weeks ago when OPTIC or Hex said that there was going to be challengers. event at Major 2, and there already wasn't going to be one at Major 1, and everyone was up in arms about it. But I mean, Saudi, I forgot, I don't know who he is to the Falcons, but someone from the Falcons said, "Hey, if Optic and the league are all for it, we will put our own money to host a challengers during Major 2." So shout out to them. I hope they do that because again, having a challengers LAN, I think last time Optic had it was at Major 4 2 years ago during MW2 when we lost to Ultra. They had the pit was in there, and it was always dope, to go in there, watch all pros that were in the league at one point, and just see everyone just kind of in there chilling, just watching more COD while even more COD is going on, if that makes sense. So always good for the scene.
Yeah, and that is a good point. Like I Falcons say, we got rising pros that are going to play in their thing. Just getting pros in here, because if there are no like challengers lands and things like that, it takes away from the competition for them and getting eyes on them. So allowing, even if it's just like 4 challengers per event, like per week, you get 4 challenges in there, 1 per team. It wouldn't take away from it. Like if I got to watch Shotzi, Hydra, Scrap, and Encourage on a team, like I'm not going to be like, oh, it's not a full pro team, I don't want to watch anymore. Like I'm still going to watch, and it's only going to be good for those rising pros and potential rookies or guys and challengers. So it would be cool. It'll be cool, hopefully, if Kason and the Falcons continue to let some of these up and comers into the events and things, because they're already kind of getting handicapped with the current CDL climate.
3 pros, 1 AM per team.
Yeah, like that would be fire, honestly, because it's still enough pros to be interesting, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully we continue to see more things. Hopefully Activision continues to allow these things. I don't see why they wouldn't, especially if it's like, all right, just check it off. They don't have to pay anything. They don't have to do anything. It's not hurting them. If anything, it's helping the scene. So hopefully it continues.
1 AM, 1 old head. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
All right, let's get into pick'ems. What do you say?
I'm down.
You ready?
Dude, I was looking at my bracket. The only match I got right at the bottom of the bracket, the bottom side of the bracket for the minor, was the Minnesota and LAG. Everything else was fucking red.
Yeah, the bracket was rough for me too.
I didn't get shit right.
I think if I remember the pick'ems for the pod, I think I'm in first by 1 right now. I think you're right behind me, and then Preston's like a few behind. So it's still relatively close though through the first couple weeks.
Okay.
But yeah, let's talk about these matches. Unfortunately, there's only 3 matches per day. There's no more 4 match days, I guess, probably until the major, which is unfortunate because we've been spoiled with that. But
yeah,
it is what it is. It's just back to regular scheduled programming.
Maybe that's why they're starting the respawn 8s tomorrow, because it's only 3 matches instead of 4. So they don't.
That could make sense. That could make sense.
81 points. Jesus Christ, brother.
81. I'm at 78, so I'm not too far behind. Let's get it.
I'm at 69. What the fuck?
Oh shit, that's a funny number though.
Nice.
All right, let's talk about. Let's go through this. I think this weekend actually has some bangers. So first up, we got Cloud9 versus LAG. Chat, make sure to give us your predictions as we go through this as well. This is going to be Sib versus his old teammates from last year.
It is, but the way that, I mean, no practice for C9 for Mr. Sib being a little.
I think it was only 1 day though.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, I think it was only 1 day, so it's not too much missed practice. And LAG is also ass. Nah, I'm pretty sure it was 1 day. Someone in chat probably knows for sure, but I think it was one day.
See, I don't think LAG is ass. I just think they have no fucking ice for these matches. Cause yeah, I think to be honest, I think C9 is way more ass than LAG is. So I'm going C9 3-2. I mean, sorry, LAG 3-2.
Damn, so you're giving LAG their first victory.
I am.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I agree. I think LAG definitely. Sky said it on stream. I saw a clip of it. He said, like, we lose to ourselves. I think he's 100% right. I think they put themselves in positions to win maps and then they just troll. Or, like, they fuck up a hold or a rotation or an SND round and it loses it for them. And C9's a team also struggling. I think I'm going to go C9 in this one. I'm going to go 3-2. The thing is, though, like, LAG got to win eventually, right? Like, they got to win eventually. And I know it's going to be like, it'll end up being this one, and it's the time I don't pick them. But LAG's chalked my pick'ems, I think, like 3 times this year. So I'm just not picking them until they win again. So I'm going Cloud9 3-2. I don't know what I wish I should have had Preston send us his pick'ems before we went live, so I could have told people what he was going with. But
Preston, send us your pick'ems. I know you're watching.
All right, we got
GG Clips has Cloud9 3-2, 3-1, Cloud9 3-2, Cloud9 3-1.
Everyone's going C9.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going with the hot take though.
So like
it's not impossible, man. If like Sim and Attach don't shoot their guns, I do think they've been getting better with each series. You never know, but
yeah.
All right, we got Optic versus Falcons next up. Rematch of what we saw at the minor. You what do you think? Your boys are gonna 3-0 this, or are they going game 5?
I don't think it'll go game 5. I think it'll be 3-0, 3-1. What specifically we're gonna lose? I don't know. Let's have confidence in our S&D versus the lower tier teams, because I mean, obviously we were undefeated with HAVOK, but the way we've been looking at streams right now, we're kind of doo-doo. So I don't know what it is, but I'll go with the boys 3-0. I'll have confidence the boys will go 3-0, but I could very easily see a 3-1 if Falcons turn up game 1 how they did again and X-Nid drops absolutely 70 on our head. So I'll go Texas or Optic 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0 too. It's obviously Falcons could for sure take a map here, I would think, right? But I would just imagine, like, I don't think the second time these guys play a hard point against each other in within a week, it's going to be that close again. Like, I feel like Optic will make it a little handier work of it. So I'm going 3-0. I feel like everyone probably has Optic on that one. Okay, we round out Friday with another rematch from the minor. We got Toronto Ultra versus the Minnesota Rocker. Obviously, last time it was a bit of an upset. Rocker taking that in a reverse sweep. Do you think Ultra bounce back? Do you think Rocker do it again? Do they reverse sweep? Do they do it more convincing? What do we think? In chat, give us your predictions for this one for sure, because this one's actually interesting.
Yeah. Honestly, I think they do bounce back. I mean, obviously they should have won 3-0, if we're being honest. But they absolutely choked that control, and then it was literally downhill from there. But I think they bounce back. You know, I don't think they lose to the same team twice. I think they close it out 3-1.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm going 3-1. They should have 3-0'd. Like, I think they know it. She should have 3-0'd. They're gonna lock in. There was also obviously the reset and stuff in map 4. So I think Ultra will bounce back this weekend versus Rocker. I wouldn't be surprised if Rocker win this. If it goes 5, it gets really interesting. But I trust Ultra could get it done after they should have won last weekend. All right, we moved to Saturday, and this first match, bro, Falcons versus Surge. Can Falcons get their first win of the season?
Surge
versus I mean, Surge are probably a bottom 3 team, I would say. Bottom 3, bottom 4. I guess you could put them or Miami down there with like LAG and Falcons. Dude, I wonder what the predict.
Who do they beat? They beat Miami, right?
Yes.
Right, chat? They beat Miami, or who do they beat?
Miami or Boston?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Let me look.
No, Boston. Okay, so it might have been Boston then.
No, Surge beat Miami.
Oh, okay.
According to Breaking Point. Surge 3-2'd them. They won in round 11. That was when like Lucky blacked out in like the last round of that SMD. He went 3-6 in map 5.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, because both of these teams are pretty much boo boo, but the Falcons are always just fun to watch because you never know what you're going to get from them. But just Vancouver, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if just the roles aren't meshing, the players aren't meshing. My gut is telling me to take Vegas.
Oh shit.
My gut is telling me to take Vegas, but my heart is telling me to take Vancouver.
I mean, you got to think, right? Vegas, close hardpoint versus a team like Optic. They've won an SND. They've won a control. Mind you, they've only won one. They've only won one of each, but they've proven they can do it. And you're going up against a Surge team that I just feel like hasn't really been good in any mode.
Yeah.
right? And like if somehow this goes game 5, it gets real scary. But does it
That's
even
what I
make it
think.
that
I
far?
think it's gonna go. I think it will go game 5.
Oh
To be honest
shit.
with you, I think it will go get game 5. But what side am
Is
I
anyone in
leaning
chat
on?
saying Falcons?
Spiteful said Falcons. Dakota said Falcons 3-1.
Oh my god, 3-1.
Um,
Can you imagine? If Surge lose 3-1 to Falcons, they have to make a roster change on the spot.
F. Dot said Falcons 3-2. Abby said 3-2 Surge. So
Oh.
chat look like it's leaning Falcons. Do I go with chat? Because okay, what are those guys are dog shit. What the fuck? I'll go Surge. I'll go Surge.
Oh
I'll go Surge
man.
3-2.
No faith.
I'm gonna watch that game and the Falcons are gonna win 3-2. And I know I should have gone with my gut.
Yeah, dude, I'm conflicted. I'm really conflicted because also, obviously, this is a relatively new Vegas roster, right? They made those changes. They've only played against Optic at this point. I don't know. Like, you got to think.
Okay, also, how do you say the guy's name? Is it Weasel or is it Wixel?
They've been saying Wixel on the broadcast. So that's what I've been going with.
Okay. Just wanted to make, because people were calling him Weasel, and I said, where's the E and the A?
Well, sometimes the X can be like, like a fake A or a fake E in a name, things like that, but there's not two of them, so I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Dude, I don't know who I want to go with. I'm so conflicted. Because something's telling me this is going to be way too close. But
Yeah.
also, like, I mean, it is Falcons, and like, there's just like, how does like Abuza and Nasty and like these guys lose to the Falcons? Like, really? Do we really think that's going to happen?
I think, yeah, I feel like you can't be the first team to lose to Falcons.
I'm going 3-1 Surge. I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to play it safe. I feel like I want to say 3-2, but I feel like if it goes game 5, Falcons are going to win. Like, if it goes game 5, you got to think, bro, if you're a team and you're going game 5 with Falcons, you got to be so nervous you're going to be the first team to lose to them that, like, it's going to get in your head. All right. We're both going Surge, though. That's fine. I bet you Preston picks Falcons here. I put that, I bet he does. Okay, we go to Miami Cloud9, which is another matchup that's, like, interesting. Miami's obviously not looked good in the league, but they looked good today versus Optic and Scrims. Doesn't always translate, but C9, the team that's struggled a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Vico isn't on the team anymore, so I can gladly pick Miami, and I will pick Miami. I'll go Miami 3-2. Rancor is my guy, so yeah, I'll go with them.
I will say, like, Rancor and Real look really good.
Oh, hold on. What if they bring in, who's that, Cruz? Is that
What are we talking about?
challenge player that finally got his visa?
Oh, Super.
Super, there we go.
Mm-hmm. I doubt it. They just scrimmed with Lucky today. You think they'd bring in Super, like, in 2 days from now?
Fair enough.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, after the major, or if they, like, lose this weekend, because they only play once, but...
I mean, you never know. What if they're like, fuck it, we're putting him in.
Yeah, I mean, you also got to think, right? If Super is flying in, he's flying in, right? He's coming to the US, he's ready. Don't you think, like, Lucky's going to try to turn up and to keep his spot?
You got to think.
You got to think he's going to play. But C9's probably the better team.
Chat, what do we think?
C9's
Miami 3-1?
Honestly, this is a battle of the SMGs, because, like, the ARs have been kind of not that great on each team. Dude, honestly, part of me wants to go with the Miami upset, but, like, I feel like I'm going Cloud9, bro. I'm going Cloud9 game 5. I'm going the opposite of you. This is going to be a big week to see who gets what, I guess, for us.
Bet.
I'm going to go Cloud9. I feel like Sibs looked a little better with each series. I think Kremp and Mac have been good. Tatch has been decent. But this one's actually, like, I really feel like Miami could win it. All right.
So, Jake, you can see.
What can I say?
Tell Jake you can see Preston's picks in your leaderboard if he has placed them.
That's true. I don't know if he has, though. We might have to remind him to make picks, too, because he usually does it on the pod.
True.
All right, last match of Saturday is Ravens versus Breach. Low-key a banger. Like, low-key a banger. Probably, honestly, I think this is my second favorite match of the weekend. I can't lie.
Of this weekend?
Mm-hmm. I think Optic LAT is the best, and I think this is the second best.
I don't know, that Vegas Surge game, I don't know, kind of
could be a
kind
good
of has
one.
me tingling a little bit, to be honest. But yeah, I have this going 5 though. I have this going 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think it's still too little time for Ravens to really fix their HP, because honestly that's their main issue, is their hard points. But I have Ravens winning this 3-2 over Boston.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking the same thing, honestly. I really could see Boston doing this. I mean, their hard point is solid. Their search and destroy is great, right? Like, Boston's a good team. Honestly, I feel like the big deciding factor for me is I just feel like Awakening was like buns last weekend.
I think truly, I think that's why we won as Optic. I feel like
It was.
if they were playing how they played the first week when we played them, Optic would have lost 1000%.
Dude, they should have won. Boston trolled so hard multiple times.
Yeah. So Boston is definitely a good team, but I still have Carolina. I got to show them that respect. They're going to grand finals. So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna honestly, I'm low-key just gonna like keep picking Ravens until they lose for me, because the only time they've lost, I picked the other team anyway. So, okay.
That has Boston most of the time, to be honest.
Really, I mean, I think it's reasonable. Like, I do think Boston's actually a good team, and I think these teams are an interesting matchup with how good they both are in like all the modes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it goes game 5. I think Tej and Gwyn and Slasher ice it up. But all right, let's go to Sunday. We start off with Toronto Ultra versus the Los Angeles Gorilla Mates. I mean, I'm gonna go first. I'm going Toronto 3-1. I'll give LAG a map, but like, for one, I'm just not picking them because they've chalked too many of my pick'ems. But also, I just, dude, if LAG gets their first win versus Ultra, I'd honestly be mind blown.
No, to be honest, I'm right there with you. I'm going 3-1. They got their win versus C9, but after that, to be honest, you're facing Ultra. I think they're just a better team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Until proven otherwise. Because, again, if they keep making these mistakes, LAG is not going to make it forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we get into the big one, man. We get into the matchup of the weekend. Somehow is not the last match of the weekend. I don't know why FaZe Rocker was the last scheduled match and this one wasn't the primetime one. We got Optic versus LAT for the first time, and officially, right? Not counting Kason's thing.
Mm-hmm.
This one's interesting, bro. This one's really interesting. Because I feel like Optic on paper low-key feels like the better team, especially because of their search.
To be honest, I'll go first. I have Lat 3-2.
Oh.
Yeah, I have Lat 3-2. I just think the way we're playing right now isn't how we're used to playing. And again, we probably should have lost to Boston, K2 of the minor, but just the way we're playing right now just isn't right. And I feel like these are going to come out, and like I said, it'll be a good match for sure. It'll go game 5, but I just think these will win this one.
Okay, that caught me off guard. I can't even lie.
Hey, I gotta be realistic.
I was gonna go LAT 3-2, but I almost feel like I should just take Optic 3-2 so we can flip flop. Because I actually think this is close. Like, I actually think this is really close, and I think depending on what the control map ends up being, because Optic's really good at Vault, LAT is really good at Protocol, or at least those are like their 2 better maps. It could be Hasi, I guess.
Hydra can't beat Optic though, yeah, but neither could Scrap. But when you combine them, together,
when you combine them, does it override?
That might be a different
2 X's cancel each other out.
Yeah, but I mean, Spiteful kind of said it. Optic isn't playing efficient COD right now. We're just kind of challenging everything because we know we're gonna win. But
I mean, to be fair, LAT also do that a bunch.
yeah, but nonetheless, I still have Thieves 3-2.
All right, fuck it. I'm going LAT, bro. Screw it. Screw it. I'm going LAT 3-2. I really think the Optic could win this one. But
it's a win-win for me. You know, if Optic wins, woohoo!
yeah,
you
this is
know,
a
if
lo- this
Optic
is a
win.
this could be bad for me.
But if Thieves win, at least my pick'em's all right.
Fuck it. I'm going LAT. Let's run it. All right, let's close out the last pick'em. We got Atlanta FaZe versus Minnesota Rocker. Another rematch for Rocker here from the minor, right? They played Ultra. They play FaZe.
Indeed.
Does FaZe get it done more convincingly, or does Rocker flip the script this time? What do we think?
Nah, I think it'll be a lot less. I was going to say 3-0, but I'll go 3-1. I'll show Minnesota some gas because they did take them to game 5. So I got to show them some respect.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, dude. I mean, tough weekend for Rocker to play Ultra and FaZe, for sure. I'm trying to just think of the maps. I'm going to go FaZe. I'm just trying to think of, like, if I want to give Rocker 1 or 2. I'm going to give him 1 as well.
Yeah, so I think 1 is always a safe bet.
1 is just, like, you split the difference. It kind of feels like the cop-out, because it's, like, 3-0 is hot take. 3-2 is, like, where it gets mixy. But I'll go 3-1. All right, those are the pick'ems, chat. Those are the pick'ems. I think, dude, I really think these matchups this weekend are interesting. I think Vegas Surge could be good. I think, honestly, Saturday could just be a banger across the board. Optic LAT is good.
Next week could be good, too.
What is next week looking like? I haven't even looked.
I think, they'll win.
FaZe Boston. LAG Falcons, imagine. If both of those teams are...
That might be it.
LAG Falcons, it could potentially be 2 0-6 teams playing each other.
I'm putting it right now. I'm putting Falcons 3-2.
That's insane.
I'm putting it right now.
It's crazy. Optic Ultra next weekend. That's actually interesting. But yeah, you guys got to wait for our pick'ems for that one, for all of them.
Can you only do this on PC? Try and do it on my phone and it won't let me. Are you signed in? You might need to be signed in. I know sometimes if you don't sign in, it won't let you put them.
Yeah, you probably could do it on your phone. I don't know how well the website works, but yeah, definitely check you're signed in. Okay. Well, those are the pick'ems. We'll see what Preston ends up picking.
It'll be posted tomorrow when we go to the matches.
Oh yeah. All right. Last thing I had really on the docket here for us is to go through a couple of the questions in our Twitter community. So I posted and asked people for some Twitter questions. So let's get a look-see here and go through it. If you guys aren't in the Twitter community, go to @AroundTheCDL on Twitter. It's also linked down below, and it's highlighted on our page. You can join. We'll do this every week where you ask for questions. And let's do it. We got a couple of them here. So first one comes from my guy Radiation. He asked, here you go, Alex, this is a great question for you. Which team do you think Pred will join? And whichever team you think, who gets dropped from that team? You want to go first? You want me to go first? Because I actually have my answer, I think.
To be honest, I think if FaZe would have lost the minor, I think it would have been FaZe. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Can you imagine?
I think because they won now, I think that saves us and the rest of the league from FaZe Pred. But I think the most likely option, I'm between two teams. I think either it's C9 or LAJ, or LAG. I think it's one of those two.
Who do you think he'd go in for?
For LAG, it'd be for Priest, obviously, because the kid is absolute dog shit, unless he's an 8. And then for C9, I'm tempted to say Kremp just because he has that chemistry with Mac and with Civ when they were on Surge. But Kremp has definitely been playing better than Mac, so I would say Mac. But I think either one of those two, to be honest. I think more likely, I'll probably say Kremp, to be honest. I think he'll be the one that gets sketched.
Yeah, Mac's been good too. I actually think Mac's probably been their best player, but it's been between the subs. I got LAG, man. I think LAG for Priesta is my pick right now. I think it makes the most sense. I mean, Pred could obviously run a flex. He can run an AR. LAG's got bread. They got a fan base. They're a team struggling.
That makes sense.
I could see it. I could definitely see him going in there. I mean, maybe like I just don't think anyone else. And maybe he goes back to Vancouver. Like I think both of their subs
Yeah.
have been underperforming, but like I don't really see him wanting to sign with a team like Van. The thing is, like, I feel like he probably wants to join a team that's going to be competitive. But LAG hasn't won yet, so it really depends on how much he believes in the teammates that he's going to surround himself with.
I mean, hey, if he wants to come back to Optic, that door's always open.
Listen, if Optic bomb out at Major 1, I see it potentially happening, but if they don't, I don't see it happening.
Isn't P Dog an AR? Yeah,
He
but
is, yeah. I mean, Pred can run an AR.
Yeah.
He ran an MCW like 90% of last season, it felt like.
And if push comes to shove, I feel like Kismet's always that team player. He'll be the one that will pull out an AR and just let Pred go crazy.
Yeah, so I feel like I could see. I think LAG is what makes the most sense for me. Okay. Next up, we got a couple questions and one tweet here from my guy Spiteful. I know he was in the chat, so shout out to him. First question is, why do you think so many fan bases are so quick to try and drop somebody?
Yeah, because they're just. I feel like that's what it is with any sports team, to be honest, or any league. Like you're a fan of a team, your team isn't doing good, they underperform, and there's always a player that kind of is the one that sticks out, and he automatically needs to go. And I just think it's kind of just. I mean, it might sound stupid to say, but just kind of human nature. Like you want your team to do the best, and if they're not, and there's clearly an outlier, you want them gone. And I get it. It's just emotions, but to me, it's weird. I feel like I've watched Call of Duty enough to know that there's always going to be the overreactions the first few weeks of the season. And even with any sport, to be honest, like I'm an Niners fan, and we went to the Super Bowl last year, lost obviously, and then this year we were absolute dog shit. And everyone was like, Debo needs to be cut. Brock Purdy isn't playing the way he was playing last season. Yada yada, this, and that. So I just think it's natural for fans to overreact when their team isn't good after them having a good season last year, like with Optic. I mean, we just won champs last year, and now that we're what 3-1 or whatever, 2-1. I can't remember.
I think you're 5-2 technically in total.
Yeah, but like for Major 1 qualifying,
3-1 in Major 1.
Yeah, like we really shouldn't be going Game 5 with a lot of these teams after winning champs, and we really shouldn't be losing to any of the one that's not Optic or not Thieves or FaZe. And people are just adamant on that. So it is what it is. It's a little weird to me. People will soon learn that this is always how it's going to be, and there's nothing we can do to change it.
Yeah. I think, bro, I just think like too many fans, and again, this comes back to like only top teams, because like if you're a fan of, Miami or Surge and like their ass, and they don't really have a chance to win anyway, of course you want to make changes. But like for fans of top teams, I just think too many of them are like glory hunters. Like they only want to support their team when they're winning, and when the team is losing, they either want to, one, pretend like they just don't exist until the team starts winning again, or two, just like hate on their team until they make a roster change and then they start winning again. You know what I mean? Like too many fans don't want to they don't want to be a part of the low lows. They just want to celebrate the high highs. And I think in COD is even more prevalent because of how much roster changes happen, right? Like it's not often in a regular sport. You're not going to see a team like make a bunch of trades that often every year in a sport, things like that. So I think in COD, there's just so many roster changes that people are just like, oh, fuck it. This guy's playing bad after 2 weeks. Drop him. Bring someone else in.
Yeah, I also think it's like a lot of the new age fans too, to be honest. Like those that just started watching. Because again, Zuma has brought on a lot of fans, but they're all younger fans. Like they haven't been watching they didn't watch back during the CWL days and stuff like that. So I think it's just that they came into the scene expecting, or kind of everyone in the ear talking about Optic, Thieves, and FaZe are the top teams always, and they need to be the top teams forever. And sometimes that's just not going to happen, to be honest. Like, sometimes everyone's going to have their ups and downs. As an Optic fan, I've been through it all, ups and downs, 2 chips, but a lot of L's, to be honest. a lot of L's, and a lot of disappointing L's. And that's just how it is. And you just gotta keep it going. If the team needs to make a change, again, we're all fans. We don't know what's truly going on. We can always say or give our little 2 cents, but at the end of the day, if they want to make a change, they'll make that call. And it is what it is. We're just fans at the end of the day. We can't predict anything. We're not experts in any field. Even with as much COD as we watch, if we were an expert, we would be somewhere around the CDL, but clearly we're not. So it just is what it is.
We are around the CDL.
Oh, we are around
we are around the CDL.
We are. But it is what it is, So,
thanks. All right.
sorry.
No, you go.
I was say people are just always going to be weird. It is what it is. If your team loses, oh well, take it on the chin. If your team doesn't lose, congrats. And just keep going forward.
Facts. Second part of Spiteful's message is a hot take. He said FaZe will continue from this point on to dominate LA Thieves. What do we think? You agree, disagree with the hot take?
I'll disagree. Could I see it? Yes, but I think just overall, how history has shown itself, FaZe don't really do well against Scrap and Hydra. And I think they'll continue to be like that, to be honest. I think when they're both at the top of their game, I think Thieves just has a little bit more of a higher ceiling than FaZe does. So I think that'll kind of push them over the top. But again, it all depends on how Hydra and Scrap play. If they're both having stinker series, FaZe is gonna whoop that ass because we know what FaZe is, what FaZe brings to the table, and if you don't match it and sometimes exceed it, it's GG's for you.
Yeah, I definitely like. I mean, obviously, I'm very biased on this one as a Thieves fan. I don't think they'll dominate. If Hydra continues to play the way he is, like if this is how he is all season, I agree with the take. But if Hydra gets a bit better and plays more to how we think, I think it'll be close. I don't think either team will dominate the other, personally. I feel like this year we're going to see like OPTIC, Thieves, FaZe, like all trade series a lot. I don't know if it's going to be, a triangle like it was last year or a circle where it was like kind of each team had someone they were slamming.
I mean, shit. I hope we trade blows because if it was like last year where FaZe, we were 7-1 against those fuckers. We couldn't catch a break. And the 2 years before that, we were what 10-0 against them, I think.
Yeah, you guys were like 10-1 across like 2 seasons or something like that.
Yeah, against NW2 and NW3 with. I mean, we couldn't beat those fuckers. It is what it is, and hopefully this year it's not. But the way we just had scrims against them, they might absolutely put belt to ass on us. And so I'm hoping that Thieves put belt to ass on them, and then we put belt to ass on Thieves, and it's just a lovely triangle of everyone getting belt to ass by somebody else, and then the occasional reverse
whip.
NW2 is terrible for FaZe and OPTIC.
Yeah. All right, last part of his question here was talk about the problems for LAT and OPTIC. What do you think is the problems for these teams?
I mean, Spiteful said it earlier, and I agree with him. I just think we're not playing consistent and correct COD right now. I think we're just I don't know if it's because we're just trying shit out, whatever the case may be, but I just don't think we're playing correct COD right now. And for Thieves, I don't know. My biggest case would be the lack of practice that they have had, maybe, because I mean, clearly y'all were dominating at the beginning of the game when y'all were on your bullshit and practicing consistently. So my guess would be that, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, for LAT, I think it's just like the subs maybe not working together as much as they should be, especially in Search and Destroy. In SND, Hydra and Envoy both kind of want to like take routes and flank. And especially in this game, it's a bit more bang out. I feel like if LAT just on most SND maps, other than maybe like Red Card, which feels like it has a bit more of gaps and lanes you could try to flank. I feel like if LAT just sent Hydra, Envoy, and Scrap, just bang out whatever bomb site it is, that's like the obvious one that people tend to go to, they would win most rounds because like that level of gun skill is just going to win trade battles more often than not. Right? I mean, if you send all 4 too, it's even better, but you might want to have like Dan watch the other side of the map or the flank or something. But I just think they got to start working together. I think as soon as they get their SND down, it'll help a lot because game 2, game 5, right? I mean, game 2 could help you swing momentum if you lose map 1 or go up 2-0. I think that's really what they got to work on. Is just kind of getting the subs to work together more consistently.
Yeah, but like I said, it's the beginning of the year. Every team will get it down at some point. Like I said, fucking hope, because if not, it's gonna be a bad year for Optic, to be honest.
All right, this one we got a hot take from Nick. And this is a hot take. I can't lie. He said Carolina is in need of a change. What do we think, chat? What do you guys think too? Yes or no with the hot take? Agree or disagree? Carolina needs a change.
I mean, the way Teej was playing, just give him some more crumble cookie and you're good.
He was slamming, other than the finals.
I mean, who would be the oddball out? Vivid?
It's probably Vivid. I would say he's for sure been their worst individual player. But that's only like statistically. I think on the map and the way he fills gaps and sits in hill and things like that is obviously important to their. They're not 6-1 on the season because while they're 3v4ing. Like Vivid's obviously doing his job.
Yeah, I mean, Spiteful said encourage, and I could see that. But at the end of the day, this also isn't Vivid's primary role. He's always been a sub, and him being on an AR is way different for him. So maybe that's playing like a factor into it, but I don't think they need a team change, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's one of those cases where like, could you bring in someone to play Vivid's role that might be able to also put up better individual stats? You probably could find someone, maybe it's Encourage, right? Like Spiteful said, as an option. But it's like, the team is 6-1. They've beaten some good teams. Why would you mess up the mojo? Like, why would you mess up the flow right now? Especially, we're only 3 weeks into the year. We're 3 weeks into the season. They've only lost 1 time out of 7 games. Why would you mess up the chem and the game plan and things like that? I think you got to let it ride. I don't think there's any reason for a team that's in the top 6 at this point to make a change. It just wouldn't make any sense, in my opinion. So it's definitely a hot take. But I will say, to Nick's credit here, he's not the only person I've seen say this. I've seen multiple people saying they got to drop Vivid. So
Bring in Yoda King.
Bring in Yoda King, bro. Get Yoda in here.
Yoda in here, man.
All right.
I feel like if they were serious about a roster change, it would have to be Illy, or it would have to be like an Encourage.
Pred. I mean, Pred's not gonna like really sit hill like Vivid is, which is it's surprising that Vivid's like more the hill guy and Slasher's the one slaying, but
oh god, like if Vivid, stop being a hill bitch and go run at people.
Yeah, no, Vivid's actually in less engagements than Slasher, which is crazy. Okay, I think this is our last one here from Lloyd Christmas. Is his last name actually Christmas? That's actually crazy. He asked, which teams do you think will make a change after Major 1 or even before Major 1? And then he went on to say, is a change before Major 1 justified? Love the show, by the way. So shout out Lloyd, first of all, for the support. Hopefully Lloyd's listening or watching, whether you're here now or in post. But what do we think?
I think the most immediate change would be for Pred. And that would probably happen after Major 1, because he's already said that he's good to come back after Major 1. He's probably not going to come back before Major 1. So my guess would be kind of how he said, either Cloud9 or LAG for Pred after Major 1. I don't know if any teams are going to make any changes before Major 1, to be honest, just because there's, 3 matches left for most teams? 2 or 3 matches
I think
left.
they all have 3, actually.
Yeah, so I don't think they will. I don't think any teams will make any changes. If they do, I'll be shocked, to be honest. Maybe the one that we could see could possibly be Miami, since Super is in the States. They want to test them out for a match, see how that goes. But I don't really see any teams making changes before Major 1. And like I said, after Major 1, most probable one would probably be Miami for Super. If the ARs fuck up, Pred to either LAG or C9, and then any of the top challenger teams, if they want to pick up Abe, Encourage, or any of the SGP or Stallions or Omid guys.
Yeah, dude, I will say on the Miami Super thing, which I mean, I don't know, this is just off top. I haven't like looked into this, but in his tweet he said like visa approved, Dallas soon or whatever. So that, to me, it sounds like he's headed to Dallas in the very near future. Like, this isn't going to be a thing like a month from now. he's obviously playing in EU challengers, I would imagine, at the moment. So if he's like dropping everything to, you know, leave the EU and come to NA in the middle of the challengers split, like, you got to think if they were like, all right, we're going to ride it out till the end of Major 1, just stay in EU, finish your challenger split, get your practice in with your team type deal. You know, but if he's just coming straight to NA, flying into Texas, because that's where Miami's at, you got to think, man, that at the very least, they're ready to sub him in at any notice for probably Lucky. I guess maybe, I think it would be Lucky, honestly. So
Probably.
you got to think. So if any team before Major 1, I think Miami's probably the only one. Because at this point, it's like you got 3 weeks until the Major. Maybe if you're a team who gets slammed this weekend, if you're like Surge or LAG, you just decide to chalk it up and make a change. But I don't know. I feel like every team will probably just try to ride it out on land and just see if they're any better.
Yeah.
But after Major 1, what do we think? How many teams make a change after Major 1? If you just had to put a guess out there, I was going to say 3. So pretty much close to it. Yeah.
I was going to say 4.
It might be more. It might be 4 or more, honestly.
I think LAG definitely won, probably. C9, possibly.
Yeah, it depends how they're playing.
Miami, for sure.
Surge, I think, will.
Surge,
unless Surge, for some reason, on land get like top 4, I think they make a change.
Yeah, I think it'd be those 3. Cloud9, LAG, Surge, Miami.
Yeah. Right, because Boston's not going to. I don't think Rocker will with how well they've started the season. And then the other teams are all like the top 5-ish, give or take, so.
Dakota said, refresh the community post.
Refresh? All right, I will.
Yes, he has a hot take.
After the Major, I think we'll see a bunch of changes. I think we have to.
Yeah, I think Vegas picks me, you, and Preston.
Dude, honestly, they should sign us as official podcast of the Vegas Falcons.
Honestly.
We'll gas them up every episode.
I'll glaze them.
Oh, yeah.
Like glorious king.
He's nasty. All right, Coda said, now that FaZe won Minor 1, I see them not winning another minor/event on the year. And then he also said Rocker is going to beat Ultra and FaZe this weekend. So FaZe is going to win nothing else this year. They're not going to win Major 1, Minor 2, any of the majors, champs, EWC. Coda says that's it. It's the only glory they get.
I think
they win something, bro. I think they win something. I think they got to get at least
the
a
other
major.
Minor, yeah, a major. I think they win one. Would I love to see that? Of course, but realistically, no.
Nah, they got it. They got to win something. There's just no way.
Yeah. I think. Do you know how much of a letdown it would be if you win the minor and then you go on to win nothing else after?
The onliner allegations. Can you imagine the onliner allegations if they don't win anything else? Imagine they win Minor 1, Minor 2, and nothing else.
They just love minors.
Oh, fuck.
They just love minors, dude. I think I'm more likely to not win than FaZe as of right now. You're not wrong.
There you go. You got Optic Texas Burner to agree with you. That's big. That's big news.
Jake, is there a different? Is there a difference? Jake, there's a difference on Sundays between online and LAN. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, FaZe obviously have a bad record on LAN, but like, they pretty much get a win every year other than Vanguard.
Do we want to rank the teams right now before we go?
Rank them?
Yeah.
Like, tier list it?
Maybe. Look, yeah, after the minor or post minor.
I'm down. Let me find the tier list.
Simp and Abe get a 3rd ring this year and become top 5 players ever. But I think Simp is already a top 5 player, to be honest.
Oh shit. I guess we'll see. Okay, let me just adjust this screen real quick.
Is this our old one?
This is the last one we did.
Jesus Christ, brother! Can you look at this and after the minor how things change?
Yeah, we did this. When did we do this? Was this before the minor? I think this was before the minor. I think this was like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. All right, so I mean, shit. How are we running this? What do we think? What are we changing? Better luck next time. What do we think? You drop like Surge and Miami down here?
Yeah, probably, to be honest.
Because they're all ass.
Yeah, low key, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we keep these same tier names, I think all 4 of those teams go down there.
And then I think we keep Optic there. I think we put Phase up. I think we bring Ultra down.
Yeah, you spit what you're thinking, and then I'll see what I agree with. You don't think Optic and potential winner? You don't think they're up there?
Right now, I don't know.
I mean, maybe our
What
tier names need a little bit of a difference. Like, I feel like there needs to be a tier in between the middle ones, where it's like,
what other tiers should we add, chat?
I feel like there needs to be a tier in the middle that's something like,
Mid.
yeah, just like mid or like good but not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to compete, but they can't contend, but they also it's not like they don't look good.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's kind of like a rocker Boston type tier. Where like mid might be a little rude to them. I feel like mid has got like a bad connotation. I'm just gonna name it like solid. I'm just gonna name it like the solid tier for the sake of it.
Okay. Yeah, I think we keep Rocker at solid for sure.
I kind of feel like I don't know. You think Optic and Ultra are at a tier below Ravens, FaZe, and Thieves?
No. I think I think Optic is all. I think that the top 3 are obviously always gonna be potential winners.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't want to get called a dick rider, as I always do.
I don't know. I kind of feel like
The list is we're not gonna put it in order, chat. We're just gonna put in where we think they go.
yeah.
We're not gonna put it in order.
I kind of feel like at this point in the year, like objectively speaking, looking at only this season and not like trying to project how we think people are going to do on land, like the top 5 teams should all be on the same tier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do I think LAT and FaZe and Optic will probably get better on land than maybe Raven than Ultra will? Yes, but we also don't know that.
I think we can move everyone up.
Everyone up? Like all 5 of those teams? Or you mean everyone up a whole tier?
Yeah, like everyone up to here. Because Boston and Rocker obviously can contend.
You think they could contend? Like, do you think Boston and Rocker could make a grand final?
I don't think they can make a grand final.
I mean, I feel like can contend and potential winner are like almost the same thing for the most part. I kind of think if we delete that role or that row, you got like your potential winners, your contenders at the top. You got like your solid teams that are like probably T6-ish. You got Cloud9, who's in their own tier, which is insane, but like they don't look good, but they also aren't as bad as all the other 4 in the bottom. I mean, they're not that bad. I just feel like there's just like no rationale I can make to say any of the teams in the top row are like for sure better than the others. Right? I mean, listen, we've seen LAT beat FaZe, FaZe beat LAT. We've seen Ravens beat FaZe, FaZe beat Ravens. We've seen Ultra beat FaZe. We've seen Ravens beat Optic. Like, we've seen these teams all kind of mix and match throughout the time. I don't think have we seen Optic beat any of those teams in the top row yet?
No.
No, right? I think they're the only ones who haven't beat someone else that's up there.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it's like
this might just be it.
This might just be it. It's just like, I mean, I'm only 3 weeks into the season, so it's like not a whole lot to build on.
I think after Major 1, that will be our actual like where we can shake things up tier list. Because
right now, after Major 1, we'll have a lot of moves.
Like I also just think like Slowkey C9 should be with the tiers at the bottom.
You think they're just ass, put them at the bottom?
Low key, yeah.
Just throw them down there. Better luck next time. I mean, it is true. Like, I mean, I don't know, bro. I guess on LAN a lot of things can change, but honestly,
I
I
think
think
Mariners get top 12. Quinn is a hard onliner. You might not be wrong. He did not play online great last year.
they're gonna be solid. All right, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
we'll update this again after the major
yeah,
when we
I
got
think
a
we're
lot
not.
more to go on.
Dakota said LAG 12, Falcons 11, Surge 10, Miami 9, C9 8, Boston 7, Rockers 6, Atlanta 5, Ultra 4, Optic 3, Carolina 2, Lat 1.
It's not bad. Pretty good given the whole season.
I like Win a lot, but Vivid is also online. Don't forget his stint with Boston, the most online team over.
Yeah, Ravens are a team that I think is going to be interesting on LAN. It's going to be interesting to see how they play. We'll update the tier list after the major. We'll see kind of how it looks.
Hello, Rick Toffin. I'm next. Next for what?
He's next. He's next.
He's next up. They will get rounded major 1.
That'd be insane. That would actually be
When
crazy.
is major 1? Major 1 is the end of February or the end of January, early February. I think the 30th.
Yeah,
to
it's
2nd.
we have matches this weekend, next weekend, and then the major is the weekend after, right?
I believe so, yeah.
You're going, right?
No, that might be TB.
Dude, that might not be happening anymore.
That might not be happening anymore, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone, but right now I think that might be chalked.
All right, major 2 is going to be lit.
Yeah, major 2 and hopefully major 4 if it's in Dallas again. I will be at that, and I'll be a chance for Shirley.
Yeah, what's happening with major 4? Because remember the original rumors were it was going to be in Chicago, but apparently that's not happening anymore.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a Chicago event because I know Optic fans go crazy in Chicago, but also I want to see the bean. I want to touch the bean. But apparently now the dates match up with the DreamHack that's happening in Dallas. So
we're gonna have back-to-back Dallas. Where is DreamHack Dallas?
It was in Fort Worth last year because Halo played in it.
DreamHack Dallas 2025.
I'm going to this here. Optic and Champs. Nice.
It's DreamHack.
To majors.
DreamHack Dallas is going to be at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center in Dallas, Texas. It says.
Where the fuck is that at?
It sounds like it's in Dallas. Let me see. Let me pull up a map here. Oh yeah, it's like downtown. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's in there type shit.
Yeah. Is there any LAN majors this year? All majors are online. Pops. Oh, online? No, there's no majors online. All majors are online. And Champs. If they were smart, DreamHack should be a pro-am. You would hope. But
you would hope. Wow, this shit is like central. I mean, like this is in downtown Dallas. Like it is right where it says like Dallas in big letters on the map. When you zoom in, it's right under the letters.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Well, so yeah, so that's the rumor for Major 4. Again, things could totally change, and they could absolutely blow us off and say, you know what, Major 4 is going to be no fans. It's going to be in LA or Ohio again.
Hotel's about to cost you $1 million. I swear to God. Actually, it's not too bad right now.
Oh, is there any majors with no fans this year? As of now, no.
Yeah, as of now, no.
Again, Major 4 is still TBD. They haven't set a location, a city, or anything. So they could come out with some bullshit again and say that it's going to be at the Activision offices in LA. Real question, do you think Kleenex wins an event and keeps his win streak of 1 in every COD alive? Probably not.
Probably not, but I wouldn't count him out. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with Major 4. Hopefully it ends up, if it ends up being in Dallas, bro, that'd be sick.
Would you go to that one or
not? Probably. The only thing I like stinks about going to events is I can't watch party unless I don't know, unless like I like bought a booth or some shit and I figured out a way to watch party. But like that shit's for one, that's hella expensive. I ain't got bread like that. So that would be the only bad part. So I guess it would depend.
Because would you have to buy a DreamHack ticket to get in, or could you just buy a CDL ticket and get in?
I got no idea. I've never been to DreamHack.
IRL stream? They could do that for Major too.
You want IRL stream it
Yeah, I
from
mean
the stands?
this year might just be because like the previous years has just been a lot chaotic. Just because I've been working with Breaking Point, but then also just doing a whole bunch of other shit, and I'm just trying to have a chill. I'm
Yeah,
just chill guy. I'm just trying to have a chill
you were all
major.
over the place at Champs.
Dude, but like yeah, Champs, Toronto, to where else? Miami. It's just I was running around. Literally after every match, I was running to go do interviews.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was paying ass. But Boston and Miami, I think.
What are we talking about? Challengers lands?
Boston doesn't have an event this year, and Miami does have an event. They're Major 3, but with the way that event went last year, that event was shit.
Who's the guy on the right? That's Alex, aka Optic Texas Burner. Yeah, we don't have our little name tags because I didn't make a two-person podcast overlay because Preston's not here today. I was slacking. He like last minute was like, "Yeah, I can't make it, unfortunately," which is all good.
The NY venue is so nice. Dude, that's what I was saying. But they were supposed to host during MW2, I'm pretty sure. But then I think the venue ended up falling through or something like that. And they just haven't hosted an event since. Yeah, that's one major I do wish I would have gone to. Do I have a YouTube? I do not, unfortunately.
You
All
can
of our
follow him on
content is-
Twitter though.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter.
Optic Texas Burner. Let me see.
Fort Lauderdale is definitely a choice of all time for Miami.
Let me get his
that's
Twitter.
where it was last year. It was in Fort Lauderdale. That's where the shooting ended up happening next to the convention center. If
That's
anyone
insane.
remembers that. Where accuracy was like, yeah, it was in my boxers, and they had me go down to the lobby. Any chance Ultra upgrade from Joe D to Pred after Major 1?
I guess you never know.
Honestly, I didn't even think about that, to be honest.
I guess it's possible. I mean, you got Kleenex headbutting with Pred playing a bit more of a slower slaying focused role. It could. I mean, it could work. It could work.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that.
That would make Ultra scary, bro. I can't. I mean, I love Joe D, but like, I mean, obviously Pred is a superstar.
Can you imagine Beans and Pred on the same team?
The energy. Oh my god, that would be actually insane. Hopefully not, bro. Not for my guy Joe to seize. He's been good so far this year, I think. So.
Ultra top 4 if they do. They might be top 3, to be honest.
Yeah, it'd be top 2.
All you would hear is dead, literally. Dad. I get doped up from that.
I know, right? You got your teammates screaming dead in your ear. I'd be lit.
Optic fans plus Pred plus each other's energy, feeling like no other. After they top 12 Major 1, Gwyn gets bought out by Huadike.
Gwyn gets bought out after Major 1 to Optic.
Can Ultra afford Pred? I mean, they're doing champs and Major 1, so.
I mean, they probably could. It would just be his contract. Like, I mean, I'm sure his contract would be decent sized, but it's not like they got to buy him out or anything.
Gee, Optic Gwyn would go crazy.
Optic Gwyn.
I don't know if I like that.
Dude, I don't know. You might see an Optic Gwyn or something of the along the lines soon.
Do you think Simp comes to Optic at the end of this?
No, I don't think Simp ever comes to Optic. I feel like Simp would like low-key like, you know, if he came to Optic, he might have more fans, but like I feel like it would kind of tarnish his legacy a little bit. Like you can't be like the guy on FaZe for 5+ years and then go to Optic. I mean, that would be like if Aches decided to sign for Optic like 2 years before he retired or something.
Lat should have gotten Gwyn instead of Envoy.
I mean, I don't think it would have been that easy. Also, Scrap and Hydra wanted to play with Envoy, so.
Simp is that guy. That is indeed. I can't see him leaving a BZ and sell. I mean, hey, we all love a good villain story.
Mm-hmm. Facts. I'm excited for more Shotzi versus Gwyn, hopefully this year. Some rivalry. Some body shooting.
Yeah, I'm surprised Cell hasn't shot bodies.
I mean, they hadn't really been winning until this past weekend. And I guess he was more focused probably on like trying to play better and win than the body shooting.
Very true, very true.
Imagine they were shooting Falcons bodies like that second week when they were beating them. That would be insane. I wonder if anyone's really gonna like shoot Falcons bodies this year. I feel like that's just disrespectful. Poor guys.
Time to get freaky.
Oh hell yeah.
Might be, to be honest.
Shit. It's probably time to about round it out. We've been going for an hour and a half. Little
Not too
duo
shabby,
show.
not too shabby.
Little duo show.
Chat, any last questions before we round it out?
Yeah, any last banger questions? How to
When do you
get
think
famous like
Vegas
Alex?
When do you think Vegas gets their first W? I think it's next week when they play.
When they play
LAG.
LAG.
How big is it?
I mean, this is pretty good size.
About yay big.
Yeah, I think I mean, dude, the major's right around the corner. The major's right around the corner, so I'm excited.
Let's run around the CDL 1v1 tourney when it gets to come on the show.
Oh, big prize. What's your intro song? It's a banger. I got no clue, brother. I got not a clue. I went on YouTube. I typed in non-copyright music. I clicked through like a dozen of them until I found one that was decent enough, and I threw that bitch on. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure I could find it if I really looked, but I got no idea off the top of my head.
I do want to ask Alex, with OPTIC I saw yesterday, they have the joint best KD and HP and are close to 50-50 on. Wait, I need to reread that again. I'm stupid. Sorry. I do want to ask Alex, with OPTIC, I saw yesterday they do have the joint best KD and hardpoint, and are also close to 50-50 on it. What's the issue you think? Close to 50-50 on what?
There's 7 and 5 in hardpoint. Maybe is that what Fitzer means? Like they got the best KD in the league in hardpoint, but their record doesn't feel like it shows the same, I guess is what he's saying.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I just don't think we're playing hardpoint correctly right now, which is weird to say because we've been winning a lot of scrims before the major or the minors started. I think breaking points here were like 32-10, and we were winning a lot of hardpoints. But I don't know. I guess it's the same thing that Sim said when they first beat Falcons. They said that the scrims are transitioning into matches. Yeah, I just don't think we're playing it correctly. I don't think we're playing it cohesively. Because if you really look at the scrims and how we're playing in scrims versus how we do in maps, we look totally different. Again, I don't know if it's just the pressure of the matches or what the case is, but yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams are still figuring out some things. I feel like you can tell every team kind of has a weakness in their current modes. So they'll get it down.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Any words to round it out? What do we think?
What's your rank right now? When do we stop playing that?
I think you were like, did you just get to plat when we stopped playing, or were you still in gold? Because you didn't really play. You played like twice.
I think I got to plat and then we stopped playing. And then you got to plat 3 because you were close to diamond. and I have not touched the game since.
Yeah, I literally haven't played in like a month.
Sorry, the game is just isn't fun. And also, last time we played, we played against top 250 hackers, and we just said, "Fuck it, I'm
Dude,
done."
it was insane. I mean, you were gold, I was plat, and then Preston and his brother were crim. We got in a full stack top 250 hacker lobby. Like, how does that make any sense?
That shit was just.
Didn't we go on? Weren't we
that,
on like a 10 win streak, and then that was like
Yeah.
that broke it?
Yeah, after that, I said, "Yeah, fuck this shit, I'm done."
It's just not worth it. I get a
Are we
little
gonna
bit of
take
dope, but
Yeah, no, honestly, like I'm done playing Black Ops. The only reason I play it now is just to fuck around in pubs for a little bit, but even then I haven't touched it in about 2 or 3 weeks.
yeah. Maybe it'll feel revived when the new season drops, whenever that is. Probably in a couple weeks or something.
But any last minute questions, boys, before we round it out? It's already pretty late.
Yeah. It's 11. It's only 11. Dude, I was up till like 1:30 last night anyway, watching the 8s.
Is that how long you went?
Yeah, it was pretty long because there were four matches and they did them one by one, like they didn't do any at the same time. And I think, or no, there's 3 matches and 2 of them went game 5. It's obviously SND, a couple round 11s, a couple delays, with COD pros, a couple scan repair errors.
Yeah, Optic may not stream scrims to what just happened today.
They might not stream scrims. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. I wish, dude, I want every team to stream scrims, bro. I would love to watch party like LAT scrims, man. I really would. It would be so good. It would be so good.
They just don't want the bread, dude.
I know they're not about their bread, I guess. I don't know, bro. I gotta have a word with them. I'll hit up Dan Ghosty. Ghosty's the only one on the team who even knows who I am, so I'll hit him up.
No, that's cap. You're followed by NADESHOT. They all.
That is true. That is true. But I don't think Scrap likes NADESHOT anymore. So I don't know if whatever Nade says matters. Yeah, I need every team to stream.
Yeah, Ken's kind of going through it right now, but if there's anyone on that Optic team that I know will pick it up, it's Ken.
Yeah, now they're not, dude. People who are complaining about Kenny, bro, like this happens every year. Like every season in the beginning of the year, people are calling for Kenny to be dropped. It's happened for how many years now at this point? 4 years straight at least.
4 or 5, yeah.
And it's like every year he gets better, his team gets better, and then they also win. It's just so stupid. And they do it every single season, and every season no one learns. It doesn't make any sense.
Followed by NADESHOT is Hollywood. Yes.
I mean, listen. Nothing I could do. Nothing I could do about that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I could do about that.
How many flexes are playing top tier COD either? Not a lot. And other fans, this is the worst start he's had in a while, but they're hating for no reason. Hey, it is what it is. Oh, shout out to my girlfriend for the $9.99.
$9.99 super chat from Alex's girl. That's a W. Can we get a W, spam?
I'm getting paid today.
Let's go. Hell yeah. Look, Preston's not here and we're getting super chats.
We might just need to.
We got to drop him. Burner's #1 fan. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's the type of girl everyone needs.
I'll give her the burner later on tonight.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Damn, she's got to pay for it? I mean, okay,
Wait, that might be prostitution.
Yeah, that might be illegal, but you know what I'm saying? We won't tell anybody, chat. Keep this on the low. Don't let anybody know.
Oh my god. But yeah, chat. Any last minute questions before we round up?
Yeah, bro. People who are complaining or calling for guys like Kenny and Envoy to be dropped is just insane at this point.
Yeah.
It's 3 weeks into the year.
Take it easy, chat. I mean, people were
on FAZE's ass at the beginning of the year when they were at 0 and 2, 0 and 3.
Mm-hmm. They were on 3 at one point.
Let's simmer it down, fellas.
All these teams will be all right, bro. And listen, I mean, listen, if it's 2 months from now and, you know, Kenny's still getting slammed or Envoy's getting slammed or Drive's getting slammed, that's a different story. But this early into the year, you know what I'm saying? Give it a break.
Yeah.
Once LAT get back in the groove, they'll be untouchable. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit. I missed the predictions. You voted Optic 3-0, right?
Yeah, we both had
Oh.
Optic 3-0.
Yes. Indubitably.
Indubitably. You could always rewind. Shout out YouTube features.
Unlike Twitch.
I know. L platform Twitches. Fake fan? I know, dude. I'm an L fan.
Another $5. Oh, she's giving.
Oh, she really wants it tonight. Yeah.
That's an extra 5 seconds for her.
That's a W. Oh my
my
gosh. Yo, Alex is about to be lit tonight. That's hilarious.
All right, boys. I think it's time to round it out.
Yeah.
$1 a second. Well, yeah, that's 15 seconds right there.
That's a lot of seconds, bro. I can't even cap. I wish I could do that.
I might be done after 3.
Oh. All right. What's your closing words as we head into the weekend?
I mean, hoping for a great set of matches this next week. You know, happy to see the Falcons respawn 8s. So, yeah, gotta love COD. Great to be back after that long break. Again, as always, we appreciate all the support, even if it's just me and Jake right now. You know, Preston, brother, I hope you're doing well. I'll text you later. But yeah, other than that, I just hope everyone is doing well for their own sake. If you love us, if you hate us, you're still watching.
Still watching, baby.
Again, shout out to everyone, all the love. And again, last minute thing, if you're a fan of a team, chill out, all right? No one needs to be dropped just yet. After Major 1, then we can start talking about things. But as of right now, let's keep it PG while we have it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, chat, thank you guys for tuning in, man. If you're listening in post on Spotify or here on YouTube, drop a like, 5-star review on the Spotify platform. Yeah, we'll be back next week to talk about this week's matches and do our predictions for the last quals before Major 1. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the watch party this weekend. Maybe Alex or Preston will pop on for the Optic Thieves match on Sunday. We'll see. But yeah, chat, thank you guys a ton. We'll catch you later.
Peace.
Peace.